Hello, loves, and welcome to day 8 of the 12 Sweets of Christmas. We have made copycat Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies. These are officially known in the recipe as mint chocolate slice and bake cookies, so they are a refrigerator overnight cookie. We've developed a tray of them here, and the smell of these are something that you guys are definitely going to want to make. Stay tuned. Join me in the kitchen, and we're going to get to baking. See you guys here in just a sec. Hello, loves, and welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Kate, and you've reached the Red Hares and Daffodils Homestead kitchen today. We are on day 8 of our 12 Sweets of Christmas. Today on our agenda is a phenomenally looking, this is a new to me recipe, a phenomenally looking mint chocolate slice and bake refrigerator cookie. Sounds good, looks good, uses an ample amount of natural baking, Dutch processed cocoa, the whole 9 yards. Everything in this recipe just screams perfection. So we are going to make it, and then we're going to dip it into chocolate. We're going to dip the cookie halfway into chocolate, just a little extra accent at the end. But this recipe this is a 2-day recipe. We're going to let this recipe, we're going to let this mixture, our dough, chill overnight in the refrigerator. So it doesn't matter when throughout the day you make it. This recipe called for at least 4 hours of chilling so that your dough doesn't spread out on the cookie sheet when you go to bake it, but it highly recommends chilling it overnight. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to follow the recipe, and that's what we do here in my kitchen. So alrighty. First up, we need to cream together. First up, we needed to get our cocoa powder, our flour, and our salt in a small bowl, and we're going to set this aside. I'll whisk that together before we incorporate it. Next, we need to mix together with our paddle attachment here a stick and a half of butter. I've got some room temperature butter here, and I need a knife. It's not coming off the paper. I thought it was room temperature. Okay, it's a little harder than room temperature. But that's okay. We'll roll with it. It's all right. Yeah, it's a little harder than room temperature. If you hear anything, I've got a couple kitties in the house, and they are they've got the equivalency of the zoomies that dogs get. So if you hear anything, I apologize, but they rarely come into the kitchen when I cook. So I don't know if that's foreboding or not. All right, let's get this creamed up. Okay, we've got this. Looks adequately creamed. Next, we're going to add together. I've got one of the kitchen lights overhead with me. There, that's better. I will link the source of this recipe that I'm pulling it off my tablet. Normally, I transcribe all of my recipes from my index cards and stuff that I obtained from my mother and friends. I type everything up and I put it into my tablet so that that way I keep everything for posterity, and I know where everything's at. But this time I actually got this recipe from Sally's Cookie Addiction. So thank you, Sally, for this wonderful recipe. Thank you in advance for this wonderful recipe. And I will link the book to this down below, where you guys can find this exact recipe at. So I'm not sure if she has it on a blog or not, but I will go ahead and share this recipe down below and the source. Alrighty, because that one I do know. A lot of my recipes I do not know. I don't know the source. So let's see here. Okay, so we need, where was I at? Everything was different. Okay, I need to add the granulated sugar and brown sugar and beat on high until creamed. So I need 3/4 cup granulated sugar and 1/4 cup packed brown sugar. So we'll do a 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup. All right, we'll go ahead and cream this together again, like our KitchenAid. Now that we have thoroughly creamed together our sugars into our mixture here, into our dough, we are going to go ahead and add in our egg, our peppermint extract, and our vanilla extract as per the recipe. Many of you will look at this bottle and know that this is not a standard bottle. This is actually a peppermint emulsion, a bakery emulsion. I did have a different peppermint extract, but when I smelled it, I don't know if it was off. It didn't seem out of date that I could tell because it was a brand new package, but it smelled. I didn't want to use it. So we went ahead and secured online a natural peppermint bakery emulsion. That's equivalency. You use 1 teaspoon extract, you use 1 teaspoon emulsion. So we're going to go ahead and try this. This smells a little bit better. I wish we would have had this for our peppermint bark to kind of heighten that up just a little bit. I think my family would have, I hope my family would have taken a little bit better to the emulsion taste than the extract taste, but it's in the past and I can always make more and make more peppermint bark and add this in and see how it goes. So that's the joy about candy making. You always make more. So, okay, enough chit chat from me. Let's get our egg and our 2 extracts mixed in. Whoops, dropped my egg in there. Rinse off my little fingers. Alrighty, and let's see how much of our extracts we need. We need 1 teaspoon vanilla and 1 teaspoon peppermint. 1 teaspoon. Oh, that's an ample amount. Let's go ahead and do our vanilla first. I'm running real low on my vanilla extract. I may have to make some more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Might be another video coming up here soon on a homemade vanilla extract. All right, so there's our vanilla. And let's do our peppermint emulsion. Let me just shake this up one more time. It does say to shake before use. This smells, I've never smelled a peppermint quite as lovely as this. But it's viscous. And I think that's kind of neat, actually. It's not like a standard extract or anything. Alrighty, I'm gonna put these back in my cupboard. I try to keep everything as clean as I can as I cook. Because a clean kitchen's makes for a happy baker. So alrighty, so let's see here now. We've got our egg, vanilla extract, and peppermint. We're going to beat this on high for another minute. This recipe is a lot of hurry up and cream together. Hurry up, cream together. So I kind of like this recipe so far. Just going to scrape down the sides real fast just to make sure we're getting everything incorporated. This dough is turning out to be so fluffy so far. This dough looks beautiful. And it's pulling away from the sides of the bowl so easily. I really hope you guys will have a chance to make this recipe and The smells of vanilla and peppermint right now are just encompassing my kitchen. Wish you could smell what I'm smelling. Baby boy. Hi, Dobby. Hi, baby. Okay, looks like everything is incorporated as best as I can get it with my stand mixer. This dough right now almost looks like frosting, you guys. Oh my heavens. This looks phenomenal. It looks really, really loose and really, really sticky, which the recipe did say it would be a little sticky at this point. But we are going to turn this, we're going to change this recipe up right now. I'm going to whisk together my dry ingredients. We're going to add in our dry ingredients. So I just want to make sure that everything is off our paddle attachment here, and we've got a good chance of getting everything mixed up thoroughly, incorporated quite well. The instructions did state to please whisk together your dry ingredients, so your flour, your cocoa powder, and your salt. So normally I wouldn't do that. I just throw everything in dry into my mixer and let the mixer do the work. Dobby, honey, you don't need it in the cupboards. Thank you, my love. But let's see here. My kitty cat Dobby, I don't know why, but he loves opening up cupboard and cabinet doors. And he thinks he belongs like a stacked mixing bowl or something. He's the silliest kitty. He's also my smartest and my most inquisitive one. So, yes, you are. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. Got all my dry ingredients mixed up. And we're going to get these added in. Does it say to add it all in at once? Add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix on low speed until combined. And we're going to get a helper here. I think he's ready back to jump up. I don't want you up here. No, thank you, good sir. Come on. Out of the kitchen. You're being exiled from the kitchen, good sir. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add about half of this mixture in and try to slowly incorporate it, just because I don't want a huge dust plume of all of my valuable flours and cocos and everything. That worked out perfectly. I'm going to get the other half of my cocoa and flour mixture added in. Oh, I'm causing more of a cocoa plume than anything else. I want every last bit of that cocoa powder. I want this to be the best cookie that I've ever made. Oops, let me scrape down the sides while I'm at it. So does your family ever do any slice and bake or refrigerator type cookies during the holidays? If you do, if you want to you don't have to share the recipe down below if you don't want to, but if you'd like to. I'm always gathering recipes. My family know that I'm a recipe aficionado. So let's get this locked, and I did what I said I wasn't going to do, folks. Getting cocoa powder everywhere. You think I'd learn? My goodness. Get that cleaned up here in just a minute. Sorry, I breathed in so much of that cocoa powder. I feel like I've got cocoa in the back of my throat now. It smells so good. Okay. So next up, we are going to turn this dough out from our KitchenAid stand mixer onto a floured work environment. So it didn't matter that I had a little bit of cocoa powder splash onto my table, onto my work surface. So let's get everything scraped off my paddle attachment. Then we'll get our surface lightly floured. And we're going to turn this into two 8-inch logs by 2.5 inches in diameter. So, and then we're going to wrap it up tightly, and then we're going to put everything into the refrigerator until we decide to work with it tomorrow to cut it up, to slice and bake. So this recipe has come together so smoothly, so quickly, and outside of my dust plume of cocoa, without any faults. So, and that's just baker's hiccups. So can't have a day in the kitchen without me, you know, putting flour or cocoa powder everywhere. And that's okay. Alrighty. There's that. There's that. I always forget which way I'm going. There we go. And I did wipe off my countertop prior to using, so any flour, cocoa powder, salt, sugar, anything that's on here, it's all from this recipe. Oh my gosh, I did inhale too much cocoa powder. Whew. This is gonna be funny. Whew. All right, I'm just gonna get everything scraped down into one homogeneous mass inside my ball here. And this recipe is pretty stiff. I do mean stiff. Not too bad though, I don't think. There we go. Just gonna set that right back there. Put that there. Okay, turn out the dough. Work surface with floured hands, divide into 2 equal portions. Exactly what I said we were going to do. Okay, a little bit of floured hands. Okay, we're not going to work this dough too much because it's already been worked out in the KitchenAid stand mixer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half with my spatula. I wish you guys could smell this. Oh my goodness gracious. This smells so good. Excuse my sniffling. That darn cocoa powder. Okay, this recipe really isn't sticky at all. Okay, so now we just need to get this to about 8 ounces and about 2.5 inches in diameter. Do we have a ruler anywhere, or like a measuring tape? Okay, may I ask for that for just a minute, please? Okay, folks, we're back. Just had to get my other half handed me a measuring tape, a small measuring tape. I just want to make sure that I am roughly on point. That's 7 inches. Roughly on point with how many? I at least want to abide by the, there we go, abide by the rules of this recipe as much as I can. So there's 1. Eight inches on the nose. Let's get our second log here. And 8 inches on the nose for the other. Okay, I'm going to get these wrapped up tightly. Didn't get any cocoa powder or anything on that. Move that out of the way for you guys. Okay, I'm going to get some cling wrap here that I already have set aside. I'm going to get these logs individually wrapped up into my cling wrap and wound as tightly as we can. So I don't want very much air in these to dry them out. They already are a little bit dry, a little slightly tacky. Glasses keep falling off. A little tacky to the surface. So I just want to go ahead and get these rolled up and spun up. As best as I can. Okay, there's one. And that's as hard as our dough was to make today. So now we've got to, like our other past doughs and past recipes, we got to hurry up and wait, folks. That seems to be the motto of my 12 days of Christmas here, my 12 sweets of Christmas. A lot of my recipes are hurry up and wait. So okay, there we go. I'm going to get these in the fridge, let these cool overnight. Looks like one of these shrunk a little bit, and that's okay. Not too worried about it. We're going to get this in the fridge, get these chilled overnight, and I will see you back tomorrow when we go to pull these out of the oven, get the oven preheated, and we can slice these up into equal slices and get these to bake, and then we'll dip them in chocolate. And these should be some of the best chocolate cookies that we've made so far, or ever. So I will see you guys back tomorrow. Take care. Hugs and loves. Hello, loves, and welcome back for the continuation of day 8 on our 12 sweets of Christmas. We are working on our mint chocolate slice and bake cookies, and we just pulled these out of the refrigerator, and they've been chilling overnight in the refrigerator. And this dough was pretty thick going into the refrigerator. It had it rolled out nicely, and it was nice and firm, but it's really firm now. So we're going to try to cut this. We need each 8-inch log to be cut into 12 slices, 12 equal slices. So we're going to see just how sharp my Henkel's knives are. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. So we're going to start off by attempting to cut this in half. Oh, that's not too bad. I thought this was going to be worse than what it was. Okay, so each half is going to be halved, and then each quarter is going to be cut into 3 slices for us to get our 12 slices completely. This isn't bad at all. The reason this dough needs to be so firm is because this dough, per the author of this recipe, this dough spreads incredibly fast in the oven. So we need to get this into the oven, which my oven's preheating at 350 degrees right now, but we need to get this into the oven as quick as possible. So let me finish cutting these into 3 slices. Oh, this isn't bad at all. Okay, folks, the trick here, good sharp knife. I thought this was going to be a meme for laughing, but the trick to this is really a good sharp knife. Okay, this is going better than I thought it was going to be. And there goes our oven. So this is great timing. And this recipe does make, I don't know if I said it beforehand earlier, but this recipe does yield 24 cookies. So each log will fit on 1 baking sheet. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. We're going to go ahead and get these into the oven real fast, and I will bring you guys back when pulling them out of the oven, and we'll get them cool down a little bit. And then our second half of day 8, we're going to be dipping these in some semi-sweet chocolate, because these are the thin mint smell, the peppermint and vanilla smell coming off these cookies is so strong, yet so inviting. So I can't wait to pull these out of the oven and tell you what my house smells like. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, loves, we are back. We've just finished up with our second batch of cookies here. And these have not spread, not even a quarter of an inch, not even a smidgen. So this recipe is fantastic. However you cut the cookies off the log is exactly how they're going to bake up. So it's been years since I have made slice and bake cookies, refrigerator cookies like this, and I forgot that how they're cut is how they're baked. So not too shabby. I went ahead and reused my parchment paper, and it's gone a little brown on me here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it away after this use and get these cooled off. And I'm going to start working on another surprise video that will be featured in the next 2 days, maybe 4 days. So, but yeah, we're going to come back. We're going to let these cool down for about an hour or two, and then we're going to come back, and then together we will heat up some semi-sweet chocolate in a double boiler on the stove. And then we're going to dip these cookies and get these absolutely perfect so that we can enjoy them, you can enjoy them, and then my spouse can take them into work, and all of her guys at work can enjoy them. So, alrighty. See you back here in a split second. Melting chocolate. Melting chocolate. We're melting chocolate. All right, now that that's out of my system, we are melting chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate to be exact, for our mint chocolate slice and bake cookies. And we're just doing this in the microwave, or as somebody once told me, the microwave. What on earth that means, I have no idea. But I'm going to add in just a little dollop of coconut oil. We're melting chocolate. All right, let's get this back in the microwave. Well, hi, Luna. Hi, baby girl. Yeah, I hear you. You helping Mom in the kitchen tonight? Yeah. Hi, baby girl. Yeah, you know better than to jump up on the counter. Well, you really don't, because you do. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. I pet you, but I'm handling cookies, love. I'm handling cookies. Yes, I know. All right, let's keep stirring this. Walk around the kitty cat. She thinks she's helping in the kitchen. Jury is out if she truly is helping or not. That is extremely warm. Oh my heavens. Might put this in for another 30 seconds because I want this really, really smooth, and I don't want this too thick either. I want to be able to, because we're going to be taking our refrigerator cookies and covering half of them with a semi-sweet chocolate covering coating. So we're going to keep melting chocolate. Okay. I'm going to put this in for another 30 seconds, or maybe a little bit less than that. Just bear with me, guys. It's late at night. I've had a lot of chocolate today. A lot of chocolate, a lot of sweets. So I'm good to go. I think I've had one soda too many too, which, you know. It's only 7:15 at night. It's not bad. I think we are at a perfect temperature. I just put 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate in this little Pyrex liquid measuring cup. And like I said, a dollop of my coconut oil. And now we are nice and liquidy. All righty. Got some parchment paper down here, and I've got some clean fingers. Just going to go ahead and overlap my parchment paper, so if I get any chocolate on anything, at least the chocolate stays on the parchment paper. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start dipping. These cookies have been cooling for probably 3.5 hours by now, so they're nice and cool, room temperature. Everything is set up. They're so delicate. Their little crumbs are coming off of them, but yeah, this is just going to wiggle these around, try to get some of that excess chocolate off. I'm going to set these aside so that these can set up. I've really had a lot of sugar today, so yeah, it's okay. My spouse is laughing at me. It's okay. Alrighty, I'm going to keep dipping because this is pretty uneventful to watch. I'm going to keep dipping, and I will bring you guys back for a close-up as soon as I am done. And then that wraps up day 8 of the sweets of the 12 sweets of Christmas. And as soon as these set up, we can enjoy them. So huzzah, huzzah. Alrighty. See you here in just a sec, folks. You're good? Hi, we're back. Okay, we've got 22.5 cookies left. I don't know what happened. I had a taste test. They're yummy. They're just like Thin Mints. They're just like the aforementioned copyrighted name, Thin Mints. I don't know if Thin Mints is even copyrighted. They taste just like Thin Mints. So they're nice and yummy. The cookies have hardened up slightly, which is good. It's what we wanted as a slice and bake cookie. So we've dipped these successfully, and we are going to go ahead and give you a zoom in for a close-up and show you how awesome these cookies look. And chocolate has a nice sheen to it because of that coconut oil that we added in, and these look and smell fantastic. So I am so happy that you guys came along on this adventure with me today, and hope you guys get a chance to make these cookies because these are incredible. So please like and subscribe the video. I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers by the end of January. So if you can help me do that, I would be forever in your debt. So this wraps up video 8 of the 12 Sweets of Christmas, and stay tuned for video 9. And we're on our way, folks. The end is just around the corner here. So as is Christmas. So from my heart to yours, thank you. From my kitchen to yours, stay safe, happy, and healthy. And we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you soon. Bye, folks.